Hello my friends, this video is about my pilot house and why it's so important to have a pilot house.
Cause that was the river, and this is the sea.
Welcome to my pilot house. Come on in. On the port side here is my bunk where I sleep on the ocean. And here I have the two radars. This one is on the radar mast aft. It's a cathode ray tube. It works very well. I use that all the way across from the Marshall Islands. This is a brand new, to me, plotter that I was very fortunate to pick up at the swap meet we had here yesterday. Because this radar, which is on the principal mast, packed it in. So I had lost that radar, and now I have this beautiful, beautiful plotter that I picked up yesterday for a song at the swap meet here. Very lucky. And oh, I got to show this handle here. I have this handle that I installed when I had hurt my ribs so badly on the ocean on that voyage. And this helps a lot in such a case to lower yourself or raise yourself. So very happy with this here. And here we have the navigation computer and ComNav AIS transponder, which feeds into here and also feeds GPS into here. I have a secondary small puck GPS, which is simply for airmail position reports when I do WinLink airmails. And here we have a clock usually on Zulu time, water temperature, wind machine. This is the battery indicator, voltage indicator, charge rate and everything else. The principal GPS apart from the one fed from the AIS. And up top we have a sounder, barograph, depth sounder, secondary VHF. That's a sailor, and the microphone cord disintegrated very early. Much disappointment. Sailor is not what it used to be. And here is my standard horizon with an AIS receiver capability, which is a nice redundancy. There's a clear view screen, which is very handy in pounding to weather when you get a lot of spray or heavy rain or snow, which has been the case on occasion. This is the wonderful Cestral A-bracket compass. I have a protective foil in here because I don't want any fading of the compass card or anything like that. This is a great compass. It was actually designed for steel boats, but it's extra good for a non-steel boat. Here we have the instrument panel, main engine, exhaust temperature, EGT. Extremely important with a variable pitch propeller so you don't overload the engine. If you crank just a little bit too much pitch into the propeller, the EGT climbs very, very rapidly. So that's very important, RPM and oil pressure and so on. Generator. And here we have the important 3 voltmeters, 24 volts, 12 volts, 110 volts, cycles, 15 volts. And here the very important vacuum gauge from the main engine. In case the filters are dirty, I can tell right away. Especially important before entering a harbor or any kind of inlet where you do not want to lose your engine. Over here we have a sub panel for navigation lights and such. And over on the right here we have the control head for the autopilot, the Alpha Spectra autopilot. And that's about it. Here are the lines with which I tie the wheel when I disconnect the wheel steering from the quadrant. so it doesn't foul the steering lines. And here I have a couple of gasoline generators that I bought here at a very good price from fellow sailors. And the reason for buying these is my Kubota has been declared dead. It had salt water entered into it, and it's a write-off, unfortunately. And I cannot get a replacement engine here very easily. I've tried emailing repeatedly to the Kubota dealers. Not much answer, no answer. Here is the all-important knife for cutting away anything in the propeller, in particular. Serrated the edge, very, very sharp, very important, because my old diving knife doesn't cut the mustard, as they say. When you deal with these, here's a strong spotlight, flashlight, the all-important pitch wheel for the propeller. This is where I adjust the pitch of the propeller, and all the way to, there's a slide here indicating where it is. It's on maneuver right now, and a little further along it's for cruise, and then all the way over there is for feathering when I'm sailing. And up here behind this little lee cloth is a rigging toolbox. And actually this stems from when we used to have a dog, and his basket was in here with a smaller seat. But now it holds my rigging tool bag with fids and all kinds of rigging replacement parts. And if you have friends or crew on board, a whistle to call attention. So this is the wonderful, comfortable and safe driver's seat. I got to tell you a little story about this driver's seat. My late wife and I, we looked all over chandlery catalogs and so on for a really good driver's seat here. Couldn't find anything that was robust, comfortable, and everything at the same time. And then we were for a few years in Norwalk, Connecticut, and you have to check the dumpsters every so often. There can be treasures, and we found a treasure in this seat. However, the upholstery and everything was completely shot and worth going into the dumpster. However, we rebuilt it completely, ended up saving only these stainless metal parts and the aluminum backrest parts. My wife did all the upholstery, beautiful, beautiful upholstery, and I did all the woodwork to support it, including a stainless plate underneath. So, this is what you can do when you find the ideal seat in a dumpster. Very happy, it is great. Having a good pilot house was a very important criterion for the design of our Haluna, and I discussed it at length with Michel de Ritter, the architect. This stems from my having been a mate on Colin Archer, a genuine Colin Archer, built in Norway in 1907, that I've mentioned in earlier videos. We ran dive charters from Vancouver to the Gulf Islands, across the Salish Sea, the Strait of Georgia, year-round, even in the winter, sleet, snow. And we had absolutely no protection, not even a windshield, and nothing. Just straight standing or sitting on the coaming of a tiny cockpit, just enough for 2 or 3 pairs of legs, no bigger. And I decided I was going to have a pilot house, a real pilot house. And it's absolutely amazing. You look at modern production boats, and they don't go for small amounts of money these days. You're looking at $1 or $2 million sailboats coming out of Europe and like in France or Sweden. And these boats have all kinds of amenities, beautiful interiors, might even have jacuzzi, whatever. However, no pilot house. And, you know, if you're in any kind of weather, you've got to be out there in the wild, and at most you might have a dodger, a windshield, and you got to wear your foul weather gear. And when you climb back into your foul weather gear after a bit of off watch, the foul weather gear might still be wet from your previous watch. Not for me. I like the idea of a proper pilot house. And most importantly, a pilot house has to be having a provision to sleep, at least one person to sleep. And that is also very important. A few pilot house boats, very few that I've seen, have pilot houses, but you can't sleep in them. They may have a settee for breakfast or whatever, even a little wet bar or whatever, but no provision to sleep. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I've seen 60-somewhat foot boats with pilot houses, and the pilot house is not long enough or doesn't have provision to sleep. And pilot houses are also very, very rare to see on so-called expedition yachts that are designed for the Antarctic or the Great North. And those poor folks, they have to be out there in the wild, you know. And I have pity for them. No proper pilot houses. How can that be? I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you.